Hello, and welcome to today's presentation called Light, the Medicine of the Future. My name is Dr. Jane Smolnik. I'm a naturopathic doctor and iridologist and the owner of Ultimate Healing. And I'm also one of the instructors for Solas Academy. We teach the advanced certification training courses for using light therapy. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about light therapy today so you can sit back, relax, enjoy, and learn something new. So even if you can't travel and attend one of our webinars or presentations, you're welcome to just sit and relax in your own home and enjoy. I've been using light therapy in my practice for about maybe 6 years now. And one of the things I discovered was people's bodies were responding to it faster than anything I had ever seen. So it really got my attention because I've been in the holistic and natural health field for about 30 years. So using light and frequencies makes a huge difference in the body, and you'll learn why. It's creating a quantum leap in health and healing. According to Albert Einstein, he said that we are all light and sound. Concerning matter, we've been all wrong. What we have called matter is really energy, whose vibration has been lowered as to be perceptible to our physical senses. There is no matter. There is only light and sound. Dr. John Ott, he was an early pioneer in light therapy. He started studying light therapy in 1938. He wrote several books, but his book, Health and Light, he published in 1973. He says we are all light deficient, and this deficiency may be the source of our physical and emotional problems. So true. So all illness and disease is really caused by an insufficient energy at a cellular level. Something is suppressing the energy, having a negative influence. By neutralizing the negative destructive frequency of the positive influence of the higher healthy ones, it changes the signals into a healthy resonance in the body. So using light and frequencies helps us to heal, balance, and integrate the heavy issues that weigh us down, the emotions, the toxins, creating darkness, blocks, and shadows. So shining more light, infusing the light and applying compassion, the body opens, flows, releases pain, and heals. Light can be calming, soothing, as well as energizing. So using light for your family. Light therapy today is quickly becoming a home health device because it can easily be used by everyone in your family. And you can even use it in a clinical setting if you're a professional to assist the body in returning to a state of balance or homeostasis. Athletes prefer to use light therapy because they recover from injuries up to 44% faster. So light and frequencies allow us to recover from stress much more thoroughly to rebalance the body, and you'll learn why. According to many studies, the benefits of light therapy is it can reduce pain and restore sensation, such as in neuropathy. It supports and strengthens the immune system. It speeds up wound healing, can prevent amputations, speeds up fracture, tendon, and bone healing, can create new blood vessels and lymphatic vessels, as well as it relaxes the stress response in the autonomic nervous system. So photonic stimulation is really a fancy word for light therapy. It's a powerful, effective, safe, and affordable technology that's revolutionizing medical treatment for pain, many neurological disorders, musculoskeletal, and soft tissue maladies. So quantum healing with light photons, light therapy, is poised to become mainstream in medical practice. What does light therapy do? It increases the ATP production by as much as 150%. That's adenosine triphosphate, which I'll talk about more in a little bit, but that increases your energy production in your body. Stimulates tissue granulation and connective tissue projections, which really means it stimulates the healing process. Stimulates acetylcholine release, which is really a neurotransmitter that reduces the excitability of our nerves. Decreases pain and numbness in the extremities and reduces inflammation, which is huge because we're really quite an inflamed society. So you'll see here there's a little chart of the wavelengths between higher frequencies and lower frequencies. And really this is just the visible range of light that we see with our physical eyes. The light spectrum is really the rainbow color spectrum. When you go too far to the red and you go into near infrared or far infrared, we don't see that light, but it can be utilized. As well as if you go past the violet side, you'll go into ultraviolet and beyond, and we don't see that as well. But we only see 2% of the visible light spectrum. What else does it do? It stimulates nitric oxide production in the body, which I'll talk about some more. Increases the body's vibrations, or actually integrity of the body. Enhances cellular communication. Activates a whole pharmacopoeia of the brain and cells and glands, which really means your hormones and neurotransmitters. Supports the release of hormones. It de-stresses the adrenal glands, the nerves, the entire body, and helps to shift cell polarity. It's very effective for ordering and structuring cellular water in the body. So how does light therapy work? It has the ability to excite electrons within the energy-producing mitochondria of the cells of injured tissues. This process enables cells to increase the production of ATP, the adenosine triphosphate, and thereby it stimulates the return of a more cellular function in your physiology. Plus, it normalizes the regulation of the autonomic nervous system. With continued use, you're actually retraining your nervous system to relax, to calm down, and come back into parasympathetic balance. Regulates the blood flow to injured tissue, relieves pain, inflammation, and promotes faster healing. It increases the production of nitric oxide within the body that your body naturally produces. So one of the things that I just want to say is we are not looking at curing, treating, preventing, or claiming that you're going to get rid of any disease possible. But to understand that what we're doing is we're looking at the underlying causes. What are the imbalances in the body that are causing these particular diseases that show up for us? And how do we correct the imbalances in the body? Because once you correct the imbalances, the body is designed to heal itself. Taking a medication does not heal the body. It can suppress any symptom of any disease, but it's really not designed to really go into a whole health and healing stage. Now, one thing we have to be aware of is the secret killer is known as inflammation. It's the underlying cause of chronic illness, including heart disease, pain, and aging. Events that turn on the inflammatory response for us is microbial invasion, such as bacteria, viruses, parasites, yeast. Injuries, of course, will create inflammation to help it speed up healing. Burns. Diet is really the most important thing because we don't realize that we're eating an inflammatory diet on a daily basis. If you're eating a lot of sugar, processed foods, alcohol, wheat, things like that, what you're going to find is that you're just pouring inflammation into your body. So if you have an inflammatory condition, you're kind of fighting it a little bit. As well as toxins, they create inflammation in the body as well. So some of the diseases associated with silent inflammation are things like, which is really inflammation without pain. Obesity is silent inflammation. The metabolic stress syndrome, exhaustion, fatigue, blood sugar problems, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancers, any inflammatory condition which has an itis at the end of it, like sinusitis, bronchitis, allergies, asthma, Alzheimer's is even an inflammatory condition. So red and infrared light release nitric oxide from the blood. It helps to improve circulation, increases new capillaries, stimulates the collagen production, which is great not only for our joints, but also for our skin, reducing the effects of aging, increases lymphatic activity, increases the RNA and DNA synthesis, makes it stronger, stimulates fibroblastic activity, which actually helps the healing and knitting process to improve. Increases phagocytosis, which is really kind of like the scavengers in the blood cells that clean up the dead cells, toxins, and debris and help to remove them from the body. Also, it increases osteoblast. Osteoblasts actually help to strengthen the calcium portion of your bones. So it helps to strengthen the bones as well when you increase the nitric oxide in the body. So what exactly is nitric oxide? Back in 1992, Science magazine called it the molecule of the year. Basically, it was found everywhere in the body. It's produced by your endothelial cells along 100,000 miles of blood vessels and capillaries in the human body. It helps to keep the blood vessels open, elastic, strong, and functioning properly. So the nitric oxide pathway is really the new metabolic pathway because it is found everywhere in the body. Even Dr. Christiane Northrup really calls nitric oxide production the chi of the body, your energy. Most Americans are not producing enough nitric oxide in their blood vessels, says John Cook, who wrote the book, The Cure, Cardiovascular Cure. So just take a moment and look at this image, and this is about nitric oxide and endothelial health. Now, your endothelium is a very thin lining that lines all of your arteries. Like I said, you had 100,000 miles in your arteries. It's a very thin lining. Should be as smooth and as strong as Teflon. What happens is, over the years, we have little stress tears that can occur in the endothelium. This can be from a number of things: toxins, stresses, deficiency of nutrients, and so forth. So your body's designed beautifully to help you. What it does is, wherever there's a stress tear, your body will come in and patch it up with white blood cells, platelets, plaque, cholesterol, whatever it can find. The challenge becomes, now the little endothelial lining, that very thin lining, grows right over that plaqued area. Of course, if you're eating an inflammatory diet, inflammation can constrict the arteries further, and your circulation is a little bit worse. But the problem is, like I said, if you don't correct the problem and you get a little stress tear where you have plaque accumulated, a piece can break off and travel. And this is where people can have a heart attack or a stroke. So increasing the nitric oxide is essential for healthy circulation, heart, blood vessels. These three American doctors won the Nobel Prize in Medicine back in 1998 when they discovered that the body uses nitric oxide to make blood vessels relax and widen. It's a finding that paid off for treatments in heart disease. So could you possibly be at risk? If you say yes to one or more of the following: do you have high blood pressure? History of heart disease in your family? Do you get easily winded walking up and down hills or stairs? Do you have high cholesterol or high triglycerides? If you have obesity or you're overweight, diabetes, fibromyalgia, have low nitric oxide. If you're a smoker, or if you have fatigue or low energy, erectile dysfunction, and even sexual dysfunction in women. It's really caused by poor circulation. Your body's designed to help you. It'll reduce circulation in the reproductive organs first to get more energy going to the heart, because they're not vital to life, especially as you get older. Estrogen imbalances. Do you have cold hands and feet? So here's a study done by the University of Colorado School of Medicine Research. What they did was they took 60 LED diodes, and they found that it took a minimum of 60 LEDs to create a 7% increase in nitric oxide production in the body. When they doubled it to 120 diodes, they found it quadrupled the amount of nitric oxide the body released, up to almost 28%. So right now, we use most light therapy systems use 500 diodes or more. So it incurs a really nice, strong release of nitric oxide. It opens up your energy, strengthens your circulation, increases your energy production, and reduces pain and inflammation. So does nitric oxide directly decrease pain? This is a study done a few years back, and one of the things it says is nitric oxide may offer new approaches to the treatment of migraine, neuropathic pain, and other forms of chronic irretractable pain that are resistant to classic pharmacotherapy or pharmaceuticals. Some of the therapeutic benefits when you increase the nitric oxide production in your body is it increases circulation wherever you put your light pads and throughout the body, helps to reduce pain and restores sensation from your nerve endings, supports and strengthens the immune system. It's one of the best things you can do to fight the flu or anything else, or to prevent it, I should say. Speeds up wound healing, prevents amputations, speeds up fracture, tendon, and bone healing, and creates new blood vessels and lymphatic vessels. So if you're taking medication for high blood pressure or blood sugar, please be sure to discuss with your doctor your use of light therapy and the increase in nitric oxide, as he or she may need to actually reduce and possibly eliminate your medication. So always monitor your blood pressure and even your blood sugar when you're using your lights regularly, because it definitely helps to regulate your blood pressure and your blood sugar much more effectively. So you don't want to overdo it by taking too much medication. Here's a research study which is a breakthrough in fibromyalgia. Researchers from Washington State University found that were successful in decreasing fibromyalgia pain by increasing the production of nitric oxide in the endothelial cells. Patients with fibromyalgia have low levels of nitric oxide, low energy. This provides their muscles with oxygen-rich blood and nutrients, and eventually the harmful toxins build up and cause debilitating pain. Nitric oxide delivers nutrients to the muscles by dilating the blood vessels. That's excellent. Light therapy for arthritis has been recently cleared by the FDA for treatment of arthritic pain. It's an alternative, non-invasive healing practice for relieving the pain of arthritis. Headaches, TMJ, carpal tunnel, and back pain are a few other conditions that can benefit from light therapy. Light therapy is light that penetrates to a depth of 30 to 40 millimeters, which makes it effective for joints, bones, and muscles. For maximum benefits, treatments should be administered at least 2 to 3 times a week. Of course, if you can do it on a daily basis, it's even better. And great news is that light therapy increases bone density. Nitric oxide actually stimulates osteoblasts, which increases your bone mineralization. Look at how many times we see commercials on TV for problems of osteoporosis, osteopenia. Mainly if you're doing things like drinking coffee on a regular basis, you can be excreting calcium in your urine. If you're drinking carbonated beverages, you're excreting calcium. If you're on most pharmaceutical medications, you can be excreting calcium. There's many ways. If you're eating a very acidic diet, your body can pull organic calcium from the bones to help neutralize the acids. So there's many reasons why we're losing bone density. And the good news is this is something that will increase bone density, which is excellent. Blue light therapy also works by killing acne-causing bacteria. It's been used to treat inflammatory acne in many cases. The blue light therapy treatment has never been safer and more effective. It's also great for acne scars because the blue light is excellent for the skin, for collagen production, for scars, wrinkles, and so forth. Light therapy is also used to treat seasonal affective disorder. Blue light therapy is excellent for depression, neonatal jaundice, and insomnia. Skin ailments like psoriasis and eczema are also greatly improved. So who needs the blues? This is a study that was found at the New York Institute of Technology that LED blue light has successfully been found to kill MRSA, which is the antibiotic-resistant superbug. That's excellent. So I mentioned ATP before. I'll just tell you a little bit more about that. Adenosine triphosphate. That's where our physical strength, our stamina, our energy, our vigor originate. That's where it comes from in the cells of our body, and it comes from the mitochondria. So the mitochondria in our cells generate the ATP, which affects our metabolism, produces energy, and it fuels the cells that need to do their work and the vitality we need in our bodies. As we age, mitochondrial function gradually declines. That's why we have less energy when we're older. And little kids run around with tons of energy. But also the actual number of mitochondria can decrease. And then your energy production is low. So low ATP is a common denominator of 2 different conditions that involve extreme fatigue: chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia. Even chronic heart disease often follows decreased ATP production, as it appears that heart failure is caused by a lack of ATP production in the heart muscles. The heart muscles don't have enough energy and strength. Other age-related conditions seem to cause decreased ATP production. These include ischemic heart disease due to blocked arteries, angina, arrhythmias, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even Huntington's disease. Low ATP, many times. Dr. Perricone talks about light therapy using red, infrared, and blue LEDs. He has a YouTube video about it as well, which you can look at if you'd like. Here's just a little picture of LED light therapy benefits using different wavelengths. Remember I said the visible light spectrum that we see with our physical eyes, the colors of the rainbow you see here, are only a small percentage of all light frequencies that are out there. But look how it helps to work with acne, wrinkle removal, rejuvenating the skin. It has many, many benefits. Here's a client's finger that was black after something called Raynaud's disease, very poor circulation in the fingers. Of course, fingers can be amputated, toes as well, when you have something like Raynaud's disease. This second picture is after 4 days after using light therapy for 30 minutes a day, and you can see all new pink tissue starting to improve. So it looks like they avoided that amputation. Here's a patient. This is not always typical, but this patient suffered from a stroke and was in a wheelchair, and when her doctor took her socks off, he was shocked. Her feet were purple, deep cyanic purple, and this lady was going to lose those toes for sure. After one treatment, those same feet are depicted in the next frame, and you can even see the little indentations from the light still on the feet, but the swelling had gone down tremendously and circulation was improved. Sometimes it may take several sessions, and when people do have neuropathy and edema and swelling, using it consistently on a regular basis is really best. Here's a house painter that was suffering from chemical and environmental exposure. This happens, and I've seen this before in my practice. You know, the palms are itchy and just peeling. You can barely touch anything. Using light therapy twice a day for 20 minutes each, this change occurred in 3 days. The healing was happening. The Navy SEALs found that LED light therapy pads assisted them in getting back in the field 44% faster, which is great. They've been using it for a number of years now. Actually, I think since 1980. So let's talk about how it works. Red LED lights are around usually 633 to 640 nanometers, which is the wavelength. It stimulates energy. Excellent for depression, low energy, feeling tired, fatigued, or sluggish. And it's excellent for promoting collagen production in the body, in the skin, reduces wrinkles, and it heals the wounds quickly, producing cellular regeneration. It's also antibacterial and anti-aging. Blue light is about 430 nanometers, and it's very soothing and calming. It's great for stress, tension, nervousness, anxiety, irritability, anger, agitation. Blue light is known to reset the biological clock, and it's a very powerful antibacterial agent. But it's more effective than full spectrum light for SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. Infrared light is a different wavelength. That's about 880 nanometers, and that goes into the hard matter of the body. It goes in deeper to the bones, the teeth, the tendons, the cartilage, the joints, the ligaments. It speeds up tissue repair. It's also very warming to the body. And here's just an image. You can see the red at 640 nanometers. It goes into the organs and the soft tissue of the body. The infrared at 880 nanometers goes down deeper into the bones, cartilage, joints, ligaments. Blue is a little bit more for the skin and just under the surface. It's also excellent when you use it over the eyes and the eye mask because it helps to calm the brain and the central nervous system. Excellent for, like I said, acne, skin conditions, psoriasis, eczema, and so forth. And what about stress? According to the National Institute of Health, back in 2009, they said 85 to 90% of all disease is caused by stress. Now what we're coming to recognize is 100% of all disease is caused by some sort of stress underneath the surface. Stress can come from many different things. It can come from emotions, heavy metals, toxicity, dental distress, allergies, financial stress, respiratory stress, even toxins in the air, metabolic changes in your body, pollution, thermoregulation, physical exertion, endocrine imbalances, radiation, and more. So the Institute of HEARTMATH found that the heart rate variability testing stood out as the most dynamic and reflective of the inner emotional states and its effect of stress on the body. What they found was negative emotions create disorder in the heart's rhythms and in the autonomic nervous system, thereby adversely affecting the rest of the body. Very interesting. Positive emotions, on the other hand, increases the harmony and the coherence in the heart rhythms, improves the balance of the nervous system, and actually increases the frequency and the health of the body. Understanding the health implications of this, disharmony in the nervous system really leads to an inefficiency and stress on the heart and other organs, while harmonious rhythms are more efficient and less stressful to the body. But more intriguing are the dramatic changes that occur when techniques are applied that increase coherence and rhythmic patterns of the heart rate variability. So in my practice, I use a heart rate variability test called the Vital Scan, HRV. And I love when I do before and after test for folks when they have their light therapy session, because even after a 20-minute session or sometimes a 45-minute session, you can see everything starts to improve. The stress relaxes in the body, cardiovascular system opens up, your aging may go down, your hormones and neurotransmitters may help to balance, everything, your meridians start to open up, everything starts to function better. So the heart rate variability test reflects the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system ratio, which correlates with levels of stress and the health of the body. Heart rate variability has been identified as an accurate method of evaluating changes in the autonomic nervous system. So a low heart rate variability score predicts sudden death syndrome and risk of all-cause mortality. It's a marker for chronic disease and conditions. Here's a picture of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. On your left, you're going to see the parasympathetic nervous system, which should be dominant. This is your ability to relax, renew, repair, digest, and it helps your body stimulate the flow of saliva. It slows and relaxes the heartbeat, helps your body constrict the bronchioles, stimulates peristalsis and secretion, digestion, stimulates the release of bile, contracts the bladder, and it sends messages through the medulla oblongata to the brain. Now, we all have a sympathetic nervous system too, which is our stress response, our fight or flight response. So should a stress occur, all of a sudden this kicks in. Now, when your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, it dilates the pupils. It says, okay, I have to see what's going on here. Inhibits the flow of saliva as well as digestion because your body says, all right, now we're in danger. I'm not worried about digestion. I'm worrying about getting out of this danger. Accelerates the heartbeat. Dilates the bronchioles. I need more air. I need more blood. Inhibits peristalsis and secretion. And it converts glycogen to glucose. So that means it's just turning sugar in your body for energy, for immediate energy. And then you start to secrete the adrenaline and noradrenaline as your stress hormones into your body system. And that also triggers a whole chain reaction of nerve impulses right through the body into the brain. So you're on in a stress alert state, nervous, anxiety, worry, tension, fear. If you have any of those things, if you don't sleep well, if you're constantly worrying about things, you're in a sympathetic stress response. Also inhibits the bladder contraction. So this is what needs to relax. This is okay when this happens for a short period of time, and then the sympathetic nervous system calms down and your parasympathetic goes back into a healthy balance. So, your parasympathetic nervous system is your ability to relax, repair, digest, eliminate, and sleep. Also, when you're in your parasympathetic system, it decreases the heart rate, stroke risk, and creates systemic vasodilation, dilates the arteries. The heart response time to parasympathetic stimulation is almost instantaneous. Your heart can respond should a stress occur. But if you're in your sympathetic nervous system fight or flight, if you can't relax from stress, worry, fear, your system's dominated by fear and tension, and you have a suppressed parasympathetic nervous system. Increased sympathetic stimulation causes an increase in your heart rate, increases your stroke risk, and it causes systemic vasoconstriction. It constricts the arteries. The heart response time is really pretty low. So that's why you hear about things like an athlete who can run, 20 miles, but then they may drop dead of a heart attack because they're overstressing their body. And when you're in a constant sympathetic nervous system condition, your system doesn't respond as fast. Decreased heart rate variability is implicated in a wide range of conditions like immune dysfunction, inflammation, aging, a decline in muscle strength, increased frailty and disability, diabetes, certain cancers, osteoporosis, arthritis, Alzheimer's, reduced circulation, and even periodontal disease. So results of using light therapy. Combination of LED light pads and quantum vibrational frequencies relaxes the stress response and allows the parasympathetic nervous system to come back into a healthy balance. The body now has more energy for its normal functions and responds to stress much more effectively. That's very important. So what is vibrational therapy? All known matter in the physical universe is fundamentally composed of vibration. Every object, including human organs, has a natural healthy vibratory rate referred to as resonance. Vibratory medicine looks at the energy anatomy within and around the physical body. In the field of vibrational medicine, the knowledge is that if you can find the disharmony that shows up in the energy field before it becomes a problem in the body, if imbalances can be detected early while still in the energy field, theoretically, disease can be avoided altogether. Another plus for vibrational healing is that it seems to have no negative side effects. It does, however, produce more smiles, more energy, and an overall feeling of well-being. Jonathan Goldman, who's the author of Healing Sounds, The Power of Harmonics, he's a master sound healer, he said in his book, if parts of the body become imbalanced, they may be healed through projecting the proper and correct frequencies back into the body. Every object, including human organs, has a natural, healthy vibratory rate, known as resonance. If part of the body begins to vibrate out of resonance or harmony, it creates what we term disease. And low frequency equals poor health. Research done by Bruce Tainio and Gary Young said the normal frequency range of a healthy human body is usually between 62 and 68 megahertz. Megahertz means million pulses per second. Normal brain frequency, which is the head, is between 70 and 78 megahertz. Brain frequency is 80 to 82 megahertz, which would indicate a genius. Healthy body from the neck down is 62 to 68 megahertz. Cold symptoms can't even appear unless you're down to 58 megahertz. Flu symptoms, 57 megahertz. Candida, 55 megahertz. Epstein-Barr, 52 megahertz. Cancer at 42 megahertz. What you're looking at here is a picture of a cancer cell, and that's in the lung tissue. This is Dr. Paul Nogier. He's a French neurologist that back in the 50s, he's also the father of auricular acupuncture, which is acupuncture of the ear. He said, sickness results when cells, molecules, or particles of matter are out of their normal resonance or vibratory pattern. This was back in like 1953. By repeatedly exposing damaged tissue to the normal resonant frequencies associated with that tissue, healing often occurs, and sometimes quite rapidly. So I'll tell you a little bit about the Nogier frequencies too. Here, these are the frequencies that we use in the light therapy system. There's 7 of them. The first one, these are known as the Nogier frequencies because Dr. Nogier had discovered them. The first one is 73 hertz, which goes to the tune of F, and it's for cellular function, for all the endocrine glands, helps to balance the hormones, and it's a stimulating frequency for acupuncture and trigger points. Number 2 is a frequency we use a lot. That's 147 hertz. Basically, they keep doubling, as you'll notice. It's a universal frequency for inflammation, helps with infections, strengthens the immune system, helps breaking up scar tissue, supports the tendons and the ligaments, and helps for wound healing as well. Number 3 is a frequency of 294 hertz. This is great for pain relief, excellent for the eyes, ears, nerve, brain, even the skin and wounds. And it's a universally balancing frequency in acupuncture. Frequency number 4, or setting number 4, is frequency 587. This helps the circulation, the lymphatic system, and the entire GI tract, which would be the stomach, the intestines, the liver, the pancreas, even the lungs, which are a large muscle, the mouth, the teeth, and the gums. Number 5 is used for the bones, ligaments, joints, cartilage, tendons, any of the large muscles in the body, including reproductive organs, as well as the lungs. Now we're up to 1,174 hertz. See, they keep doubling. Number 6 we use when you come to a plateau and nothing's changing. It helps to shift chronic conditions in the body. It increases circulation and lymphatic stimulation. Number 7 is excellent for pain control. It sedates the acupuncture and trigger points. Great for calcifications, breaking up arthritic calcifications in the body. It's also a sedation frequency like I said. So even just this for 5 minutes can help to calm you down before you go to sleep. And now we're up to 4,698 hertz for that frequency. Also in the light systems, we like to use the solfeggio frequencies. By exposing the mind and body to the ancient solfeggio frequencies, you can achieve greater balance and deep healing. These frequencies align you with the rhythms and tones that form the basis of the universe. These are beautiful sacred frequencies. These are actually pictures of light frequencies. The more complex the picture, the higher the frequency. So these ancient frequencies were actually used in ancient times by the Gregorian monks in their chants and prayers. They would sing and talk and create, they were really created by the divine human vessel. Basically, it created pure tones that only a human could create. It facilitated miracles and change and healing and DNA repair. Actually, many years later, we switched from that pure tone scale to a 12-tone scale to accommodate man-made instruments, and it's not the exact same frequency. It's a little bit of a different tone. But these tones, they go by ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and they are also based on the totals of 3, 6, and 9. So the first one is 396, helps liberate guilt and fear, releases guilt and fear by bringing down your defense mechanisms, your resistances. It can also be used for grounding, awakening, sobering, and returning to reality. Then after a few minutes, we go into Re, which is 417 hertz. Helps undoing situations and facilitating change. It helps to break up crystallized emotional patterns, cleanses traumatic experiences and destructive influences of the past, limiting beliefs, and increases your cellular DNA and increases your energy. Mi, this is the most popular of the solfeggio frequencies at 528 hertz. This helps to repair the DNA and connects all the strands. It's known as the love frequency. It's associated with transformation and miracles. Increases the amount of life energy, clarity of mind, awareness, awakened or activated creativity, ecstatic states like deep inner peace, dance, celebration, joy. Opens one up for more of a deep spiritual experience. Fa helps with connecting and relationships. It's associated with whole brain quadrant interconnectedness, like balancing the right and left brain, basically. Enhances harmonious communication, understanding, tolerance, love. It's great for communicating in relationships. Creates more tranquility as well. Sol is 741 hertz. Helps to clean the cells of electromagnetic radiation. So if you're using cell phones, satellite dishes, wireless internet in your home, computers, and even if there's cell phone towers and satellites around you, you're exposed to it. Helps to cleanse infections, viral, bacterial, and fungal infections in the body. This tone also leads you to a pure, stable, and spiritual life, and optimizes your internal strength. La is 852 hertz. It's for awakening intuition, opening up a person for communication with the all-embracing spirit. Raises your awareness, opens a person up for spiritual experiences, divine purpose, and true power. And then T at 963 hertz is the highest of the solfeggio frequencies. It's about universal consciousness. Awakens any system to its original perfect state. It's connected with the light and all-embracing spirit, enables direct experience and a return to oneness. And of course, using these frequencies, they're very balancing and opening to the body. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to be a different person, but as you use them on a regular basis, you're kind of retraining the frequencies in your body to a much healthier state, which is where you're supposed to be. The Schumann wave frequency is something we also use. This is a frequency that's an extremely low frequency wave that exists in nature. It's the frequency of the earth. This resonance vibrates at 7.83 hertz, and actually it has different harmonics that go up, but this is known as the Schumann resonance. It's the frequency of nature all around the earth and even going deep into the center of the earth. This is like a natural tuning fork, because not just for the biological oscillators of the brain, but for all processes of life. Do you know that all humans and mammals, their brains have been tuned to the Schumann wave since the beginning of time, beginning of life on Earth? Now with the advent of new wireless technology, we may be creating a new threat. an environment that's literally out of tune with nature itself. Dr. Neil Sherry said, by linking together the potential importance of Schumann resonance and the dangers posed by man-made pulsed frequencies, it will become apparent that unless we find a way to use biocompatible signals to power new technology, we may expose all life to dangers previously not encountered. By using the Schumann frequencies, which we use in the light system, you actually put the natural, slow frequencies into the body, and it neutralizes the effect of the aggressive information-carrying waves and frequencies that are all around us, from radio signals, microwave towers, cell phone signals, satellites, and wireless. If you need more help meditating, you're going to find that the Schumann wave frequency is helpful to bring you into a relaxed meditative condition. It actually calms the brain down to an alpha condition instead of your busy active brain waves. Like during the day, you're in your beta brainwave pattern, which is so active, it's very hard to relax and meditate. But by calming you down, it calms the restless thought activities of the normal beta brain condition. People may use it also, they go into a deeper state of quieter mind when they use hypnosis. Here's a picture of a standard wave pattern. Because the observed pattern is characterized by points that appear to be standing still, that's why they call it the standing wave pattern. But the stillness actually returns you to a neutral state of being. So it's by imposing the opposite waveform pattern, you're actually neutralizing any pattern. It brings you to stillness of mind, which is really the reflective viewpoint of our higher self. So with the light systems, we use 3 different things. There's an eye mask that has 52 red and 52 blue. That's 104 LEDs. Excellent, it goes over the eyes. You never use infrared over the eyes, but the eye mask can also be put anywhere on the body. It's great for anti-aging, skin, calming the brain, moods as well. There's a medium-sized pad which has 132 LEDs, which are red and infrared. There's 60 red, or you can even get the blue and infrared pad with 72 infrared. Then there's a large pad which has 264 LEDs. This you can either get red or blue, 120 of them, interspersed with rows of 144 infrared. So just those 3 pads gives you 500 total LEDs of more energy. Red is great for pain relief, muscles, soft tissue, gums, wounds, skin conditions, stimulates circulation, drainage, and energy. The infrared goes to the bones, tendons, muscles, joints, cartilage, teeth, great for inflammation and pain. The blue is for skin, anti-aging, stress relief, rejuvenation, calms the mood, and it's extremely antibacterial. Some of the benefits, according to many studies, benefits of light therapy: stress reduction, it brings emotional balancing, dissolves the cell memory and shifts cell polarity, clears emotional and energetic patterns, alkalizes the body, alkalizes the blood, and normalizes the function of the cells. It naturally stimulates nitric oxide production, which opens your circulation, strengthens the arteries, also stimulates a release of ATP, which is your energy production of your cells, promotes cellular regeneration, speeds up the healing process, helps to relieve pain in the nerves and reduce inflammation, and helps to open up your channels so you can detoxify more efficiently and eliminate pathogens. So here's a few ideas on how you can use light therapy. You can use it around the back of the neck. You can strap it over any part of your body, including your shoulder, your elbow, anywhere that there's healing. Sometimes physical therapies do it. Navy SEALs use it. The Russian cosmonauts have been using light therapy since 1960. I believe Navy SEALs since 1980. And NASA's been using it as well. Any part of the body, you can use it. In fact, you can even strap it around your foot, over the top, over the bottom. Sometimes I wrap it in a circle and put it over both my feet. If you have pets, I love these little pictures. They absolutely love light therapy. I know when I use it, my cat always has to come lay on me because she likes to have it as well. But usually pets or small children we use for a much smaller amount of time. Figure about 1 minute for every year old they are if they're a child. And for a small pet like that, they're fine with maybe just 5 minutes or so. Here's a foot reflexology chart, because you can use the light pads on the bottom of your feet and your hands, and you'll actually access all 12 meridians. So like I said, sometimes I just strap it. I use the Velcro strap and I make it in a circle, the large pad, and I just slide it over the bottom of my feet. And now the light and frequencies are going up through all the meridians in the body. If you have arthritis on the hands, or if you're just wanting to use it for the meridians on the hands, you can put your hands right over a light pad, or put the light pad right over the top of your hands. Either way, it's excellent for that. So there's a saying that we have: if you help share the light, you heal the world. If it's old, if it's tired, if it's sick, if it's in pain, or if it's wounded, give it light. So we welcome you to join us in sharing the light. And again, I am Dr. Jane Smolnik, a naturopath and iridologist. And you can go to my website at ultimatehealing.com. It's very easy to remember, ultimatehealing.com. There's more information. Or you can email me at drjanesmolnik@gmail.com. So thank you for joining us, and I hope that helped. And please feel free to give me a call or send me an email if you'd like, or contact me through my website if you'd like more information or some more help in getting a system. Thank you so much.